Welcome to Hate to Wait, where two lifelong dieters talk about their current struggles with weight loss. Diets, we've tried them all. We are not doctors, we don't play them on TV or on this podcast. Join this journey because misery loves company.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, John. After 2 weeks, we're back.
I did miss doing this last Thursday.
I did too.
And I thought to myself, well, maybe I should try to do it by myself, and that would have been a train wreck, or bring someone on, and I can't.
You would have been fine.
I'm not good at monologuing. There's a lot of stuttering and stammering, and nobody needs to see that. So I was watching you as you were down at the Podfest in Florida, and it looked like you had a good time.
I did. I had a really good time. I stayed in my window. That was really important for me. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to give myself that expectation every time of, well, I'm going on vacation, my diet's going out the window. Because I've been so good. All I'm doing is staying in that eating window. And that's all I had to do. And even though there were after parties with food, it was like, all right, 8 o'clock comes, that's it. I'm switching to water. And you know what? It didn't bother me at all. I was very happy to wake up and not be hungover because of the open bar or feeling like crap because I ate after 8 o'clock.
That's right. You couldn't drink either.
Yeah, that didn't bother me as much because I know at conferences I've gotten very aware of how much water I need to drink, and I need to drink more water when I'm at conferences and I'm talking more. So it's like I always had my water bottle in my hand. I was always, after every sentence I was saying, I was drinking water. The panel I was on, I had my water in one hand, my microphone in the other. I was double fisting it kind of. And then going out, there was an after party and there was open bar and drinks, and I was like, all right, I will have a glass of wine in my window. And as soon as I got halfway through the glass, I got a headache. And I was like, oh, no, headaches. If I get a headache during a conference, it stays with me the rest of the time. So I put
really?
the glass. Yeah, I've noticed this. I get really bad. So I put the glass down on the bar and I was like, can I have a water? And I'm like, who am I? But I was so happy, though, because the next day I walked around and I saw everybody who let themselves have a good time. And I'm not saying I walked around and was like, ha ha. But I was kind of like, oh, I'm glad I don't feel like that right now. Like, I'm already over peopled. There are too many people that I'm talking to and meeting new people and getting out of my comfort zone. I didn't need a hangover on top of that. So I was really, really glad I did that. But here comes the thing that did happen. I was a few days before Shark Week. Like, Shark Week happened the day I got home. So that whole conference, I'm sorry to everybody. You got pre-Shark Week, Emily. I wasn't angry, but I was very emotional. And I was like, I love my friends so much. And then there was this 10-year-old podcaster there, Izzy. She's fantastic. Her show is Reporting Live. I'm going to throw a link in the chat room because I'm so excited to see her. And she won the grand prize of podcasting.
What's the grand prize of podcasting?
She won all this equipment from...
She won that?
Yeah.
Now, I hate her.
No, we love her.
We love her?
We love her because she's 10. She came with business cards. She came with her elevator pitch. She interviewed people. She was a total professional. It was amazing.
Okay.
And it's like, and the fact that she won that grand prize and her dad brought her, and it was like, that's the future of podcasting. And I'm so happy to see that. I'm getting choked up now because I'm still dealing with Shark Week. But the day before my period, and my roommate, she knew, and she watches me as tears are falling down my face, like, she won. I'm so happy for her. My roommate's like, oh, honey, you need to get your period. I'm like, I know.
I got to tell you, and, I'm a man of a certain age, and I've been dealing with women in this monthly cycle for a long, long time. And you would think that I would get it, but still, as a man, we don't realize we've never been through that. And I've had issues with it. Like I always say, women get it, men suffer from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it never dawns on me until someone tells me. I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
I have to remind my husband well, actually, he can usually sense it in me. I've been getting it since, I don't know, I was 13. So
Yeah.
22 years ago. And I'm still surprised every time PMS pops up. And I'm like, that's not PMS. You're just annoying. And it's like, oh, 3 days later. Nope, that was PMS. Sorry about that.
See, yeah. So you were doing, I guess you got a lot of walking in, right?
I did. I got walking in. I wore heels for the first time in 2 years, maybe. And I walked the whole day in them. I was really proud of myself. I was like, yeah, okay. All right. We can do heels every so often.
How about that? I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
Well, I did notice when I gained weight, heels were no, my feet were not having heels. My ankles were not having heels. It's like, all right, it's not to be mean, but like my ankles were probably complaining. It's hard enough keeping you up when we're wearing flats. You're making us do a lot of heavy lifting here.
You want us to do planks too?
I know. And so then I wore heels and I was fine. So I was pretty happy with that. We have some new people in the chat room I haven't seen before. So in the past 2 weeks, we've gotten some members. Hello,
We're
everyone.
Up to 175 members. How about that? Where's my... So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed is you put a video in where you were wearing your...
I was wearing my goal pants.
There you go. Yeah, you're wearing your goal pants.
If you've been listening to the show since the beginning, I think maybe the 3rd or 4th episode, I talked about these pants that were in my closet that I bought 2 years ago now. And they were supposedly my size. They were 20s. And I bought them and they would not fit. And I was like, well, this is bullshit. I'm keeping them in my closet until they fit because there's no way that it was nuts. And they're from New York and Company, which usually their sizes are pretty on point. And they didn't fit. So then this week, when I went away, they were capris. And I'm like, they're white. I want to wear them. It's going to be warm weather. It's going to be warmer than it is in Connecticut. And I tried them on. They zipped up. There was no muffin top. They buttoned. I was so excited to pack them. I could not wait to wear them. And then when I wore them, that was the day. Oh, I felt so bad. I forgot to put in the group that we weren't going live this week and we weren't going to have a show. But I did go live after that session that I was in to be like, guys, I'm in my goal pants. And the wonderful thing about this group, so many congratulations, so many well wishes. I love our Facebook group so much. The Hate to Wait discussion group is fantastic. So thank you, everyone.
You looked amazing. And, the hair, everything put together. I was like, wow, you are on point. And
thank you.
Yeah, so everything seems to be working for you. And that is fantastic. And then, so then you had that week.
I had that week. So that was pretty much my week. Goal pants, Shark Week. I'm still having trouble adjusting. Like now I'm eating crap, but as long as I stay in my window, that seems to be the key for me. If I stay in my window, I won't gain weight. That's the main point. That's all I want.
So you had conference and gold pants and all that stuff. And I'm sitting back here because I wanted to go. And I'm watching all my friends at conferences. And then I'm realizing that, I want to go to Canada to see Sam. Mm-hmm. And the only thing holding me back is my weight. And I've been struggling with this and struggling and just plateauing. And I woke up, I don't even know what day it was. I can't remember what day it was. And I just said, you know what? There's only one way I'm going to be able to lose this weight because, I've tried this and I'm not a rule follower and not doing well with all this. And I said, I'm just going to have to go have the surgery. I'm just going to have the surgery. Now, do I want to have the surgery? Absolutely not. I do not want to have this surgery for reasons that are all selfish and all addiction related, all that. But I don't care. So the only way I knew that I could make sure that I did this was to go into the group and announce that I'm having the surgery.
Yeah, that was a bomb you dropped there.
Yeah. So I woke up and I came into this fabulous group and I said, guess what? I'm having the surgery. And I did that to put it, just to put a stamp, to make it public and to make everybody know about it so that I can't, as much as I don't want to, I can't back out of this. That being said, I did not tell Samantha this. And Samantha works during the day and she's very busy. So she didn't see it. So then her friend, Lisa, her co-host on the I Shake My Head with Lisa and Sam podcast, says to Samantha, why didn't you tell me John was getting the surgery? She's like, excuse me, what? What happened?
You told the group before you told your girlfriend.
Yeah, I told the group before I told Samantha. So boy, did I get a talking to later on that night.
This is our dedication, you guys.
Yeah. I made the appointment. My first appointment was yesterday. I went in there and the doctor's like, okay, I'm looking at your chart. You were here, 2 years ago, almost to the day. They cleared me to go on to the liquid diet. That's how close I was. I panicked. I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. I thought I wanted to do it. You know what? I thought I wanted to do this, but I really don't want to do this. And you know what? I can do this. You know what? I'm going to try one more time. One more time after the hundreds of times that I've tried to lose weight. I'm going to do this one more time. Well, the guy came back and he says, why are you back? And I said, because I just realized I can't do this. I've tried. I'm not a rule follower. I need something. Michelle in the group goes to the same doctor, the same practice. Mm-hmm. And, I see the success that she's having. And I have another friend that got the surgery and she's down 60 pounds. And next year, I want to go to PodFest. Next year, I want to hang out with podcasts. What's going on with me now, my weight loss has basically made me a hermit. I cannot get out. I am consumed. My life is being driven by this, and I want my life back. And the only way to do this is to go through the surgery. So I tell the doctor this. I go through this, and he goes, okay. He goes, are you afraid of the surgery? I said, no, I'm really not afraid of the surgery. I'm afraid of not being able to eat. That's the problem. That's the whole problem. So he says, I don't have to go through the testing. I don't have to do the stress test. I don't have to do the sleep apnea test because we have all the tests. They're still okay. I go back on the 8th of April to talk to a dietitian. I have to write down everything I eat. I have to keep a food journal. And we're going to do this. We're going to do this thing. So I told him, the doctor, about the podcast. He wrote it down. So, hi, Doc, if you're listening.
Hi, Doc. Hi, John's doctor.
Listen, if this doesn't go well, Doc, there's going to be 175 people sending a strongly worded email.
No pressure.
Right. So there it is. I am going through the surgery. And, it's really weird. There was two things that happened. Once I decided that this is going to happen no matter what, I figured if my gallbladder went bad, would I want to have it out? No. But it has to come out. So this is the same thing. I don't want to do it, but it's going to get done. I had a calm come over me, number one. And then number two, which was really, I guess not shocking, but it's like, holy cow, maybe I should go eat all the things before I can't eat all the things. And yesterday, thank goodness, I was really, really busy. And today I have to start writing down everything I eat. So there's no time to eat all the things.
Yeah.
But that's that addictive personality and using food to medicate and food as my comfort and all that. That's the first thing. That's why I can't do this, because as soon as something happens, it's the first thing I go to. So somewhere in the next, 4 to 6 weeks, I'm going to have to go on a liquid diet for 2 weeks. So someone's going to have to lock me in a room and roll Gatorade and protein drinks into the room for 2 weeks. Because I really don't know how I'm going to do the 2 weeks of the liquid diet. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Are they giving you counseling during any of this process?
Well, it's funny because in the middle of my rant, the doctor says, did you have counseling? And I went, no. And he's like, yeah, we're going to hook you up with counseling. So I'm going to, I think he realizes that, I went in and I just unloaded. I just said, look, if we could do this today, I was like, do it now. Cut it out. Get it out now. And he's like, yeah, we can't do that today. I said, all right. And I also yelled at him. I said, Doc, I thought by now and all this time we would be able to freeze it or, have a pill or something. I said, you guys are really falling down in the research department. It seems like you can fix everything else, but you can't fix this.
Man.
Oh, yeah, I let him have it.
Wow. That poor one doctor who's taking shit for all the other medical problems in the world.
All right. So this started in the year 2000. So for 19 years, almost 2 decades, I've been trying to get my weight. Now, I've always been a bigger guy, husky guy, but I could always move and climb stairs and do all that stuff. in 2001, 2002, 2001 is when it really started to spiral and I really started to gain weight. And then in 2007 is when I had my injury. And that's when I put on another 200 pounds. 200 pounds I put on in that time span. So that's a person. That's a Rob Walsh. So yeah, this is how it's got to come off. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. This is how we're going to do it. I am still going to do the intermittent fasting. I'm still going to, I don't know if I'm going to be fully keto, but I do have to write everything down. So I think I'm just going to see what happens and see how much I can lose in that amount of time.
And I do want to say in the chat room right now, we have Deborah, we have Jennifer, they're saying, you got this, John. And when you made that post, I mean, your notifications must have blown up.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything. I really do. And I tried to go back in and like it. It's hard. It's tough to go. It's really tough to talk about. I know it doesn't sound like it's tough to talk about because I'm going through this, but I had to really kind of I was up early this morning because I knew I had to come down here and discuss this.
Yeah.
So I had to psych myself up to talk about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the other thing that's great about this group is there's a lot of people in here that had the sleeve surgery. Jennifer says, start journaling your goals.
Yeah.
And it's a good idea. This, to me, is my journal. Not that I do it every day, but this kind of is my journal. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should try to do I don't know, should I try to document? I don't know what to do with this thing now. I mean, you know me, I don't write. Yeah. I don't write, I don't read. So do I do an audio journal? Do I do something on Anchor? Do I do something there or put something else up? Or I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll think about that. But I think journaling makes a big difference.
It does. I've been going through kind of decompression mode from the conference, and I write my morning pages every day. And there have been 2 or 3 days now where instead of the usual 3 pages, I have to write 5 because there's just so much going on in my head. There's just decompressing from the conference, decompressing from people, having all these new ideas. And something about writing it out for me with my hand, having that tactile response is like, if I write it out, it doesn't have to keep running through my head anymore because I can always go back and read it later if I want to. And it really does help.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start. I'm not a big writer. Like for me to write 5 pages, it would take me all day. It would take me all day to do that. I mean, you ever hear? I would look like that cat that's typing on the laptop, banging away. That's how that would be me. So it's the next couple weeks, I guess, are going to be exciting. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure if I'm ready for all this, but it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's, you know what's better? Weight loss surgery is better than a stroke. I mean, look, we had Luke Perry had a stroke. We had that 600-pound guy dying. That really made me go, you know what? I don't want to, I mean, to be honest, totally honest with you, if I don't do something now, I don't think I would make it another 3 years.
And there's your motivation.
Right. Now, let me see who put this in here. Susan put it in the chat. Nothing tastes as good than thin feels. And you know what? I call bullshit on that for some reason because there's sometimes.
Well, she's saying to make it your mantra to kind of keep you going because your goal should be now that you've been talking about traveling to Canada, going to PodFest. And I mean, your mantra doesn't have to necessarily be nothing tastes as good as thin feels. Because for me, I'm just like, I don't know, Coca-Cola comes pretty close. I love my Coca-Cola.
And I don't have to tell anybody about how my feelings for tapioca pudding. But
it's true. But I think what she's saying is get that goal and really work toward it and think about it every day, all the time. And not just the suffering. So maybe changing your mindset from, oh my gosh, I have to write everything down to, you know what? I'm writing this down so I can learn from it, so that the doctor can learn from it, so that I can get the best possible medical care I can to get this sleeve surgery.
I guess we're going to go back to it's like I get to write this down. Look,
you get to write this down.
You know who doesn't get to write this down? That 600-pound guy. He doesn't get to write this down anymore, unfortunately. He doesn't get to write this down anymore, so I get to write this down. And, seeing everybody, the other thing I want to do next year, if they'll have me, is I want to get up and do the roast at the Podfest.
Yeah.
Because did you go to the roast?
I didn't. My flight left right before the roast, actually. So I
Oh.
missed the roast, but I watched videos after. The thing is, for me, I realized I know it's all in fun. I feel like I would be very uncomfortable at a roast watching it live. I need that screen separator
Really?
to be like, yeah, I really don't think I can do roast humor live because I don't even necessarily like watching two best friends, poke fun at each other, like Mark and his best friend. And I'm just like, oh my God.
That bothers you?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like getting nervous now. I'm just
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't like that. And it's fine. Like me and my best friend, we used to be totally mean to each other. But for some reason, watching other people, even in jest, I don't know.
So I worked with Jessica and we wrote a lot of those jokes. Like we wrote Jordan Harvisher's whole set. Like he got up there, we did it, and I heard it killed. So I want to get up there and brutalize people. I want to brutalize podcasters next year in a roast. I want to go do it. I mean, I want to do stand up. I want to be able to, I want to do stand up and I want to be able to stand up for 5 minutes.
That's your mantra right there.
Yes.
All right, I'm going through all this stuff so that I can live my dream of doing stand up and getting on stage and doing stand up.
Right. Even if I bomb, I want to get up there and be able to bomb and be able to stand. How can you do stand up when you can't stand? It's ridiculous. So that's where I am with that. Hey, do you think it might be time to get into some of the Winning Wednesdays?
Yes.
Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday.
Yay. We have 2 weeks worth of Winning Wednesdays. So
Oh, no.
I know. I'm scrolling, trying to get to last week's.
Now I got to find last week's.
I know. You guys are amazing when you post in the group.
I
can't
found
find anything. There it is. Okay.
It's yellow.
It is. It's yellow. All right. Deborah, I went kickboxing for the first time and didn't die. Woohoo.
Brooklyn, I've been doing IF for a month.
We've been doing it for a year. We still can't pronounce it.
My weight loss is net 1 to 3 pounds, but more impressively, my sleep has been better and the erratic bloating has been minimal.
Yeah, that's a big one with IF that I love. I forget all the other, it's so weird. I forget all the other great things that IF does for me. I'm just like, oh, my weight's gone down. Yay for IF. And meanwhile, IF is like, your anxiety is better, your focus is better, your sleep is better, your bloating's better. No. Victoria, I've reached my 3-stone goal and managed some star jumps at aerobics today. I've also been celebrating my birthday in style. Back to normal tomorrow.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. 3 stone. Okay, so stone is like 14 pounds.
Is it that much?
Yeah.
14, 8.
Yes. 42 pounds.
Wow,
right?
that is fantastic.
That's wonderful.
Just think about lifting 42 pounds. 42 pounds, what is 42 pounds? And carrying it around. Like take 42 pounds of dirt, put it in a backpack, throw it on your back and carry it around all day. That's what you just lost.
Oh, I took a Spirit Airways to the conference and back. They were very stingy about their baggage. So my bag couldn't be over 40 pounds. And so I had to put it on the scale. And before leaving the house, I wanted to make sure it wasn't over 40 pounds. So I got on the scale before leaving. And then I grabbed my bag and I got back on the scale. I saw the number that I started this podcast at.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird that like this huge heavy bag that I'm holding and I'm like, my arms are going to fall off. Thank God this thing has wheels. And I'm like, I used to carry that around every single day. It's nuts. Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Brendan says, down 1.5 pounds. Thank God we're not talking stones here. I think that's a chip. That's a chip off a stone.
That's a pebble.
It's a pebble. Fitted into a size smaller jeans this week. Talk about a great boost for the ego. Brendan got in his gold pants.
He got his gold pants. Julianne down 1.1 pounds and increasing steps weekly. Doo-doo.
I'm there.
You're on it.
Yeah, what happened was my mouse moved over and I almost hit this,
So there you are, Tubby.
which really would have been bad.
No.
No, that's why I paused.
Good pause.
Elaine said, I am at my lowest weight in 8 years.
Whoa.
Just before I got pregnant with my now 8-year-old, I hit my lowest ever. I am now 16 pounds from that. Wait, what? How
She's
does that?
16 pounds from her lowest ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doo-doo. Ingrid done almost 20 miles on the bike last week. That's incredible.
I think I did 20 miles in my truck last week. I mean, I can't. Wow. Yes. Well, if I did 20 miles on a bike, they'd have to remove that bike seat with a pair of pliers.
How are bike seats so uncomfortable for bigger people? Do they make bigger people bike seats yet?
You know what it would look like? It would look like a Barcalounger with a pedal.
That's what I need. A nice, comfy bike seat that doesn't look like a thong on a bike.
Yes.
It just looks like it just goes anyway. Jennifer ran the grocery cart to cart rack and I caught myself running. Didn't know I could do that. It was freezing.
Yeah, well, when a dog chases you, you know you can run. That's for sure.
I always said in gym class when they would make us run the mile, and I would say, I only run when I'm chased. And my gym teacher would be like, well, all these other people are chasing you. I'm like, no, they passed me already. They're good.
Deborah says, my hubby won tickets to Metallica.
Oh, there's a winning Wednesday.
Yes, which is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So my win was I didn't drink beer at the show. I only had water, and Metallica rocked my face off. So
yeah. Woo!
If I would have read that earlier, I would have had a little Metallica background music for that.
Oh,
It's one of my favorite bands, Metallica.
really?
Yes. All right, so now we have to go to this week's Winning Wednesdays.
Now we're scrolling, going through all the weight loss memes. Oh, and thank you to Brendan who posted Winning Wednesday just like last night at 2 a.m. Thank you so much. I think because Facebook was so wonky yesterday, my scheduled post didn't go through. So thank you to Brendan for catching that. Speaking of Brendan, he said his wife commented yesterday that I was looking slimmer. I'll take compliments like that any day of the week. And you know what? Especially from a spouse, because they see you every day.
Oh, do behave, Mrs. Brendan. Elaine said, so close to that next second number, I could taste it.
Yes. Deborah, winning that I made it through the 30s. Today is the last day I'll be 30-something. Bring on the 40s. Oh, happy birthday, Deborah.
I think today's her birthday. I think
Yeah.
today is her birthday, and she is in the chat.
Happy birthday, Deborah. Thank you for spending it with. Do I go sexy again? People laughed last time when I went, happy birthday. And then I said, no, I don't know why I went sexy.
Hey, I want to know, did you sing karaoke?
I didn't. They didn't have karaoke.
They did. They didn't?
They didn't have
Oh, they went to the
karaoke
piano
there.
bar.
They went to the piano bar. At one point, I don't know why I decide to torture myself sometimes to get me out of my comfort zone. But I went to the piano bar and I saw a girl from kind of the podcasters group get up there and start singing. So I thought, okay, karaoke. And I went up to the stage and I said, hi, where do I sign up for karaoke? And the guy's like, oh, well, that was just kind of a one-off thing. We don't really do it. And I started backing off and I'm like, okay, all right, no, that's fine. That's fine. Dave Jackson's next to me and he's just like, no, but she could really sing. I swear to God, that compliment just, oh, I needed that compliment right then because I was so out of my comfort zone and feeling so weird. But he kept pushing. He's like, oh, I could talk to the manager. And I was like, no, I've already lost my nerve. I've already lost. Like,
I'm
no.
done. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, like, no. And I feel like I started crying and he thought I was crying because he said no. But I was more just like, no, I want to get out of this situation now.
Yeah.
I want to go back to my corner.
Stop
Nope.
talking. Stop talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, no more.
All right.
Anyway.
Next year, Podfest, we're going to find a karaoke bar. You and I were singing.
Yeah, we are.
And I can't sing. So you'll have to, like this podcast, you'll have to pick me up through it. And Emily says, hey, thanks for doing this. I have a feeling Facebook's wonkiness delayed the post that I had scheduled.
I did. Well, that's barely a winning Wednesday, but we missed other ones. So Ingrid said I hit my highest step count for a week. I did over 37,000 steps. Wow. And then there's John. That's amazing.
It is amazing. And then Deborah said, checked into the hotel yesterday. They gave me a fresh, warm cookie.
Oh. It went right in the garbage can.
What?
What? Congratulations. That's huge.
I will put one on the plan for today and enjoy it. Okay, so it
Yes.
wasn't on the plan. She threw it in the trash. The next day, plan for the cookie, enjoy the cookie.
That's fantastic.
Yes. See, look at what's going on here.
Oh, I'm so proud of our group. I was in kind of a funk this morning, and now I'm in such a better mood. I have to have Winning Wednesday every day.
Winning Thursdays, winning Fridays. All right, so you know what time it is.
Oh, it's that time.
Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for the weigh-in.
What are we on? We're episode 45, so it's me.
Yes.
I'm going to say, because of Shark Week, I'm at 0. I've gained and lost 0 pounds, but it's Shark Week.
It is Shark Week.
Usually I go up. So that means last week I lost weight. And I was pretty sure I lost weight last week. And also the fact that I was really, really good on vacation. Like I was very mindful about what I was eating. I didn't want to eat anything heavy that made me kind of slump. So I got more vegetables. I got more fresh foods. I got more salads. I watched everybody else at this Mexican restaurant get like amazing burritos. And I'm like, I'll have a taco salad that I could get at any number of places at home.
Yeah, but isn't a burrito just like a salad in a wrap?
I don't think the way they made it was, but no, I was actually really glad I did that because I never got to the point of being overstuffed and miserable. And that's, I'm good with that. Because it's funny. I think about it now and I'm like, oh man, I wish I could eat so much that I get stuffed. And then when I get stuffed, I'm like, I hate this. I really hate this feeling. So I have to remember that. I hate that feeling.
It's true. It's like if you ate something and every time you ate something, it made you sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
You would stop eating it. I know that happens to me. So good for you for number one, sticking to plan and everything. And then number two, realizing that when you do stick to plan, you actually have a better time.
I do. And I was able to keep my energy up more than I normally do at conferences. By the third day, I was still telling people, I'm like, I can't meet any new people. I need familiar faces. But I'm more apt to be social with those familiar faces because I'm not killing myself overeating and over socializing. So, yeah. How about you now that you're tracking your food?
I am down 2 pounds.
Woo-hoo!
So I think that happened, and I really wasn't the best because I knew I was going to the doctor and I knew I had to get on the scale but I was staying in the window and I still have not really binged on sugary products. Oh, I'm lying. The day that I said, that's it. I'm going to get weight loss surgery. I can't take this anymore. I went out and ate 6 Dunkin' Donuts glazed donuts in a row. I just pounded them down like they were Dunkin' Munchkins. And since then, I've been all better.
What's funny about foods like that? In my head, I can justify eating them because, well, I can't justify eating them, but I can justify eating 6 because I'm like, they're not as big as they seem. There's a lot of air in there. If you actually squished it down, it would be the size of a Starburst. So really, I'm just eating 6 Starbursts in these 6 donuts because of all the air. That's the kind of thinking I need to stop.
Yeah. Well, for me, I went to go get coffee. I didn't say, you know what, I'm going out to eat 6 donuts.
Yeah.
So I went out to get coffee. And when I got in the line, I said, you know what, I'm just going to get a glazed donut. And then somehow it said 6. 6 came out of my mouth. And then I thought to myself, no, you didn't want 6. You wanted 1. And then my other part of my brain said, you know what, shut up. If he wants 6 donuts, he's going to get 6 donuts today. Did you understand?
He's going to weight loss.
Yeah, he's going to get surgery, and he wants donuts. He's getting donuts today. So the other part of my brain went, geez, okay, eat 6 donuts. What do you want from me? So anyhow, that's it. That is our week of weeks.
Well, you know what I will say, though? We are at our lowest. We are now at our lowest. We are minus 65 pounds for the show.
Yeah, because of you. But that's
It's
going to
not
turn
all
around.
me, dude. You just lost 2 pounds. You lost 1 pound last time we
I'm
talked.
still not back to the weight that I was when I did my 5 and 3. But it's coming off. You're right. It's coming. I can't beat myself up anymore. I just can only do the best that I can do and see what happens. So
That's right.
that's what I'm going to do. All right, Facebook. Listen, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to join us in our Hate to Wait Facebook group, and we would love to have you, just go to hatetowait.com/Facebook and sign up and join the 175 other people in there who are becoming a community and supporting each other through some tough times. And I really appreciate each and every one. Thank you so much. And Emily, fantastic job. You looked amazing in your gold pants. You did a great job at the conference. I saw you and I kept tabs on you, and you did an amazing job with your presentation. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I want to thank the group too, because I got to brag about this group when everyone talked about building a community with your podcast. And I said, do you know my favorite community is the community that we didn't mean to build for Hate to Wait. We just said, let's have a Facebook group. And I thought it would be like other places on Facebook where, people join, but they don't say anything. This group, though, I love how open everybody is and how supportive they are. So thank you, everyone. I got to brag about you guys.
And I'm telling you, like right now, I'm getting a private message about people from someone who's saying, hey, listen, I understand. I went through the liquid diet and I have some things here to help you. And there you go. So
This community, I love you guys.
yeah, it won't be as bad as I think, but you still might have to lock me in a room and roll drinks under the door because I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I will go through it. I promise. All right, everyone. Come on back next week. We'll be here.
Bye.